Hey there, great evening, everyone. It is your girl, Kat. This is Chat with Kat and Friends. Let me see. I am hearing an echo now. Let me know if you hear that. I'm not sure. This audio thing, I'm still getting used to it, you guys. So let me know. I am hearing an echo. If you hear that, please let me know. Post it up in the comments section of wherever you may be viewing from. Let me know how it sounds to you. On my end, I hear like a slight echo. Like I said, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, so please let me know. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. It is Marvelous Monday. I pray that you are having a blessed evening, that you are just feeling well. The weather's great and nice, and even if it was even if it was rainy and gray outside, I still pray that you had the sun shine within and that you're gleaming with confidence. Get some of that. Connect to those who are pouring into you, and you be a pourer as well. I encourage you to be an uplifter, an encourager, in any, in any way, shape, and form. It's not going to look the same for all of us. It's not going to look the same for everyone, but we can all certainly do our parts to just pour in to one another, because we need each other just for that very purpose. And I'm so grateful and thankful to share in this space and every other space that that I am afforded to. I'm still trying to work it out, y'all. So excuse me. Okay, so hopefully that should have fixed it. That should have fixed it now, and I think it has. Let me know. Post up in the comments. Nope, I still hear it. So let me know in the comments. I'm not going to do anything else because I don't want to make it worse. I could be the only one hearing it. And if it's just me hearing it, then that's okay. I just don't want it to interfere or intrude with anything else. Let's see. Have you guys ever gone somewhere to a restaurant, and you overate? Have you ever overate by mistake? Oh my gosh. That happened to me on yesterday and I didn't even realize it. Sitting there eating, I've realized it when I woke up today. I was like, man, my stomach is hurting. I hadn't realized that I had overeaten. And that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to attribute it to. That may not be the case, but that's what I'm going to attribute it to. But yeah, I never felt that before. And yeah, so I didn't wake up in the best mood on this morning. I didn't wake up in the best mood on this morning. But let me see and see. I have to put it back on. I didn't wake up in the best mood this morning. I pray that your day is going well and it started out great. And you have all your faculties about you and you're just, charging and moving on in your day. And this may be the close of your day because it's after work. You might be home, just assuming the position of relaxation, which is great and awesome. And you may be off to your second shift or the first shift, because if you work that evening shift, you may be on your way there as well. So look, I'm here. We're here for all of that, for everything in between, wanting to support you. Look, give you hope, give you hope and give you inspiration while you are at work, while you're on your way to work, while you're on your way home, while you're home, just got home, maybe you chilling, chillaxing, relaxing with your favorite snack, your favorite beverage, whatever the case may be. I pray that all is going well for you on today. So did you guys get to check out I did a mini interview with Shawnee Smith on Saturday. That is on Emerge to Wellness Network. I posted it. I think I went live on my Facebook page. I believe so. And that is also posted up on Emerge to Wellness Network YouTube channel, which, by the way, will be changing. There are a lot of changes coming, you guys. Just stay on board, stay on board this ride with me. I'm so excited to be entering into um some new ventures, some new opportunities that are opening for me, and I'll be a little more specific at a later date. But on tonight, just to let you guys know, that name will be changing, and I think it's going to change back to Chat with Cat and Friends. I'm going to separate those two, separate Emerge to Wellness and Chat with Cat and Friends. Yep, because we're doing some things over here. So keep your girl, keep your sis in your prayers, if you will. Keep me in your prayers. Look, and my family, and I am doing the same for you as well. Whether you are, whether you aren't, I am doing that just for you. Just praying your resilience, praying your happiness, your wholeness, your wellness all throughout your life. Not just today, not just tonight and tomorrow, but look, forever, forever to the end of time. I pray that you keep growing, keep flourishing, and we are going to keep emerging to wellness, which is going to be just on the YouTube, on the Facebook page side of things. So many of you have LinkedIn and come to like that page. I've sent some invites out and you've come to like that page. If you stumble across it, Emerge to the number 2 wellness page on Facebook. Like my page, you guys. Thank you so very much. And share it as well, because that's where I upload. That's where I will continue to and more so, even more so, upload encouraging, just encouraging and inspirational tidbits, wellness announcements. That's what that page will be for. Will be for announcements. If you're having a giveaway, if you're wanting donations, maybe you're an organization and you're needing donations, let me know at trinaw@awesomegodradio.com, and that is where that information will show up. That's where that information will show up to inform and encourage us. Yes, to inform and encourage everyone. So if you have an organization, you have a ministry, look, and if you guys have recognized in the interviews, those things are merging. Those things are merging, and they have merged, and they are merging, and they are one. That's why I'm like, you are your brand. It's very significant to me. I've heard some very, I don't know, I won't say, yes, different. I've heard many different um what not meanings, but what people feel like the word brand is to them. And everybody, you're privy to have your own explanation and definition and all of those things, but I believe that you are your brand. What you like, what you put out in the atmosphere, who you are, certainly it's a description of you. Like if no one knows you, and just comes across you by chance or happenstance, however that stands with you, then whatever you give out, that's pretty much what they have to go by, as far as who you are, how you might handle a situation, what you might think about things, that you are your brand. So that is a hashtag that I use quite often, because I believe that that is true. You are, and having your business and your ministry and all of the things, your beliefs and all of those things kind of rolled up into one. I remember, like, at the beginning, I was trying to separate things. I was trying to put this over here and this over here and that over there. And I am separating them right now, but it's still gonna be me. I can only be me, and I can only be genuine and authentic. I can't. I've tried to be somebody that everybody else wanted me to be. I can only be me. I encourage you to only be you. You are unique in and of yourself. You're wonderful. That we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and we learn to just march in the steps of that and in the order of that. The closer we get to the Creator who put that uniqueness, that fearfully and wise like perception and that persona within us. We get to own that as we grow closer to him. And if you don't have that, look, and it's not comparing it to mine, but if you don't have that concerning yourself, you might want to seek, more attachment to him. Seeking more attachment to him will bring you closer to the who that you are trying to be or that you want to be. All of that comes into succinctness. Yep, comes into succinctness all together. He helps to push it all together and make it wonderful just for you, just for your explanation, just for the receiving, just for whatever it is that you need. He helps it all to kind of just marry together and come out in a magnificent and fabulous way. And it could be, look, unspeakable to you and unexplainable to you, but it is well received by others. And that's just how God does things. His love is like, you can't even explain it. You can't even explain it away. Well, you know what? You can't explain it away, and you'll continue to try to explain it. And people who don't know, it's kind of what mysterious, or it could be off-putting to some people. I don't know, but it could be kind of mysterious and maybe unbelievable, like, yeah, whatever. It could be, but you live who you are destined to be. Keep going toward those goals, reaching those goals, progressing forward. It's Marvelous Monday. You guys, I pray that you have a wonderful and fantastic rest of this week, right? The rest of this year, and journeying on throughout your days and your life in general. You and your families, I pray just the peace of God be with you each and every day, all day. So send me in, whatever announcements you might have. And that, just like I was saying earlier, those segments will be separated. We'll have Chat with Cat and Friends on YouTube, and then Emerge to Wellness Network on my Facebook page. So hit me up and let me know. Subscribe to the channel, share this channel, you guys, with as many people, everybody on your contact list. And I appreciate that also very much. Thank you so much for your comments, for your shares. You share it to them and encourage them to keep on sharing it. Encourage them to keep on sharing it. If you have a business, a ministry, look, you're upstanding, trailblazing citizen, and you want to shout out whatever it is you like to shout out, yourself, your family, your friends, your business, let me know about it. Email me at trinaw@awesomegodradio.com. Hey, and the Good Life Gospel Show is on every Saturday morning on Awesome God Radio. That's who I am closely affiliated with. A shout out to all of my co-partners, co-laborers, and bringing forth and springing forth inspiration and empowerment and just praise to God and all that we do. None of us are perfect, far from perfect, but we're praising God for him keep working on us, just like he's working on you, even right now. Thank you so very much. Let me see. And what else? When you get a chance, take a look at that video, Shawnee's Smith. That was from Saturday. And last Monday, my guest, have you checked out that interview with Irma Bristol? Aaron Bristol was also my guest for Lampstands Designs. Yes, and Jay Carrington, his awesome play is coming up in June. I need to post up that flyer because it is done. Redemption's Last Call is it's done. It's done. They have nailed down the date and times and all of those things. I believe they had that even then last week during that show. They also had those dates and times, and then now we have a flyer, so I will be posting and supporting that as well. Show your support, you guys, when you get a chance. Just mark your calendars for that date. Make it out to that awesome and wonderful play. It's full of so many things. You will be emotional during the play. It is based on like the happenings here in Baltimore. So it is highly emotional, and you will be intrigued. I'm sure, and I'm certain of it. I did have one chance, and I'm holding on to that. I'm gonna keep talking about it and sharing it with you guys, to visit the set and just see them acting out the different parts of the play, their different characters, and it's just going to be awesome. So when you get a chance, yep, mark your calendars for that, and also make it out to it, and share it as well. We have to pour into and support um, our local organizations as much as possible. And I'm hoping that you do that, and the organizations that are appearing here on Chat with Cat and Friends, and there will be plenty more, and not all just from Baltimore, but we're Baltimore and beyond. I've said that repeatedly, just speaking it into, and it's coming to fruition. So I'm so happy and proud of that, and so thankful for those who are being instrumental in working with me to make those things happen. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Look, my anniversary is coming up this Friday. I'm so thankful for 27 years of marriage to my wonderful, wise, compassionate husband, Anthony Wilson. Will be celebrating 27 years. Yay! Big up to us that it's coming up for us. This week is spring break. The kids are out. You guys make sure you let them know, keep them on their toes about, not talking to strangers and different things like that. If you remember in the video, in the interview that I had on Saturday with Shawnee's Smith, and her information is my new book, Inc.com. I'm looking forward to interviewing her on Chat with Cat and Friends. She had a book giveaway. It was Ready, Set, Read, which was awesome. But one of the things that she spoke of, and one of the needs that she's trying to fill, is to just give kids something else to do. So it's not just reading books, it's also activity driven, and activity driven and just coming together. So those are some of the things that her outreach, her nonprofit organization is seeking to do, because the summer is coming. We're at spring break now, but summer break is also coming, just to give them something to do, to get them what for lack of riled up to read and have a fondness for reading, and all of those things that as adults some of us have come into. Look, some of us not so much, but some of us have come into. But it is definitely a space and place for children to learn how to read, to better read, to comprehend and understand, and have some fresh new books now. And we do have our libraries out there who are a great source and supplier for books. Indeed, this is a non-profit organization who is stepping out and doing that work that she has so compassionately been driven to do. So we're so thankful for people such as her, and she's not alone, but people such as her who step up to the plate, take on these great see these needs and take on the great challenge of trying to be a positive force within them, bridging some of those gaps. So once again, if you have an organization, a ministry, a business that you'd like me to shout out, just send that information to me at Trina W at awesomegodradio.com, and I'll be sure to do that. You have any events coming up, especially if you've been a previous spotlight guest or featured guest on Chat with Cat and Friends, keep me in the know with what is going on, what you're doing. I love to continue supporting you, continue shouting you out for all of the great things that you are doing or in your community, rather, because you might not be here in Baltimore, but wherever you're doing it, and what your community, and you may be reaching out to other communities. Yes, and that's a big deal. That is a big deal. We love to spotlight that, champion that. As a matter of fact, in the next few weeks, not this Saturday, I believe the Saturday following this one, or whatever Saturday is, the 26th, I'll be having my good friend Terry Johnson on. This month is Child Abuse Awareness Month. She'll be on with us. It's going to be like a spotlight. I believe it's Friday. It's on a Friday. April 26th at 6 to 7 p.m. I'll send out a notice concerning that to make sure that date and time is correct. And that's her soapbox. She champions for our youth, for the prevention of child abuse, and her platform is Body Safety Zones. If you remember her, look her up, Terry Johnson. And I believe she's at Body Safety Zones on Instagram. And she has a book, if not one, more than one book on body safety zones. And she reads the book. She just recently had a trip um to Africa, yes, to Africa, where she shared on Instagram as well some of the great work that she, in support of other people who were there as well, were doing and are doing, and it's still going. When you make efforts and do things in other places, even when you leave, those efforts still keep going. And that's the hope. That's the hope, and that's the help that is needed in many cases and wanted in many cases, especially when you go, when you're invited, or if you go, look, you may pop up. Impromptu, all of those seeds that you sow, once you leave, they just keep on going. And that, just as I stated, that is the hope and that is the help of those communities and the people within that keep on, being a champion and strong and empowered in whatever your soapbox is, whatever your topic is, that is very influential to those around you. So we're just, look, right now I am with you on tonight, and my guests are Steve Williams, Steve's Self-Defense, and at 6:30 we will have Robin Lawrence of Harvest of Hope Behavioral Health, both here from Baltimore. We may have to reschedule Steve, and we will do that. But Robin Lawrence will be up at 6:30 to share with us about Harvest of Hope Beho- Behavioral Health. Harvest of Hope Behavioral Health. And I'm so much looking forward to that. Stay tuned with us because she will be coming up at 6:30. I'm so looking forward to speaking with her on tonight. We've had a go of it trying to schedule. So I guess it's just time, because we've been like hitting each other trying to schedule back and forth way, I don't know, some time ago. But now it's the time, and God's timing is always perfect. So if since I'm here and we're here talking about this now, if I reach out to you and you haven't gotten back, or we played tag or whatever, we'll get it together. We'll get it together. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. And sometimes the time that I have isn't exactly the time that you need, and the time that you have isn't exactly the time, isn't exactly the time that is available. So therefore, let's keep connecting. Let's keep connecting. Because I don't forget. I don't forget. I continue to reach out. And because things happen, everybody's life is kind of shifting and doing all of these different things. We're juggling so many responsibilities. And believe me, I know, because I do the same thing. I am the same way. So it's all taken just like that, just like that. No, there are no, I don't know, because sometimes people reach back out and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And I thought, I no, the opportunity is still there. I'm still here. The opportunity is still available. If you haven't scheduled, do so. Do so. Just link up with me. And sometimes we text back and forth, we email back and forth, but the opportunity is always available. The opportunity is always available. So take that step. I know I'm speaking from my thinking sometimes, when I'm the one trying to reach out. I'm like, "Well, man, did something happen? Did I say something?" Nope, nope, it's nothing like that. We have all of these things running in the back of our mind sometimes that they aren't real. They aren't real. The situations that we think might have, I don't know, said something, or no, it doesn't. That's not real, and that's not the truth. When it comes to me, it is. And I'll just say that, when it comes to me, and for the most part, everybody else too. I don't know. That's one of those self sabotage things sometimes I would get myself into, and I working out of it. Thank you, Lord, for overcoming. Thank you, Lord, for overcoming. But that's one of those self-sabotaging things sometimes we'll have in overthinking things, or just thinking stuff that's not even there, conversations that you never had, or instances that never translated the way that you may be thinking negatively. Yeah, I've had those. I've had those. If you've had those, look, just laugh it off and just push on through it, because it's not even real. It's not real until you talk to the person and you establish conversation concerning whatever the case may be. Then you'll know. But other than that, keep on going forward. Keep going forward, and you're contacting and you're connecting and you're reestablishing and reconnecting. Keep doing those things, because they'll be fruitful for you near the end, or at the end, or while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. So I just want to encourage you in that. Um, and yeah, so God is good, and we're just gonna press on. Hopefully, yes, we're just gonna press on. I am, and I'm late posting up. I'm hoping I can. Let me see. I'm not messing with that. I'm hoping all should be well. I'm praying all is well with you guys on tonight. Share this live, if you would please share this live, this interview. I do have Lady Robin has popped in backstage, so I'm going to bring her to the forefront. We're going to talk about this magazine that she has. We're going to talk about Harvest of Hope, behavioral health, and she's just going to tell us about her beautiful self and what she's doing here in our communities, and she may be reaching out to others. So you guys stand by. Um, I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. Thank you again so much for hanging in there. Thank you for hanging in there and for sticking it out with me during this time. Let me go ahead, and here we go. Hello.
Hey there.
I'm awesome. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you. There we go.
Wonderful, wonderful. I am apologizing. I'm having some issues with my sound, and you're very low, but I can't hear you and I can't see you, beautiful. Thank you so very much for joining us on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. So, you guys, this is Lady Robin Lawrence of Harvest of Hope Behavioral Health. Just tell us all about wonderful you, Lady Robin, and thank you so much again.
Oh, thank you so much, Kat, for having me. I'm really elated that you selected me to join Chat with Kat on tonight. So, as Kat already mentioned, I am Robin Lawrence. I'm the owner and CEO of Harvest of Hope Wellness Center. Yay!
Yes,
So, you have your you better get you a copy.
get you a copy.
Yeah. So again, Harvest of Hope Wellness Center. So we target pretty much behavioral health and the holistic approach. So the services that we offer are all inclusive of substance abuse addiction, mental health, illness, psychiatric rehabilitation. And we're also providing mental health services as well as medical services. Here recently, we have now added acupuncture as well alongside
Awesome.
COVID testing. So again, Harvest of Hope Wellness, it's not just specifically for behavioral health, although our target is behavioral health, but we are a wellness center.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, yes, because I was going between that. I was like, so is it wellness center or is it behavioral health?
Yes.
Okay, so awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. Look, you already pulled up the magazine. You guys have got to get this magazine. I'm telling you, I go through it so much, and it's always something. If you look at magazines, it's always something that you miss. It's always great to go back through and through. And your magazine, it's the same. This
Mm-hmm.
magazine is the same. You guys get it because the magazine, it explains, it gives that inside view to Harvest of Hope, to the great and inspirational testimonies of Lady Robin Lawrence, and those who are like her right hand, her left hand, her
Yes.
back, all of that,
All of that.
all of that, that hold up, and help to support and bring like that encouragement and empowerment that you need, because I know that it can be a rough journey. So can you tell us about your journey to building this empire? It's an empire because there's so much more to come. I just see that. So
Yes,
tell us
yes.
how that started for you.
So definitely. So Kat, as you mentioned, you wasn't sure if to refer to Harvest of Hope as Behavioral Health or Wellness Center. So there's a story behind that. First, I want to say that this organization was founded and built off of our family's testimony. So I always say what separates us from every other behavioral health facility or every other wellness center. And it's simply put, it's a heart thing for us. So pretty much, people always say no test, no testimony. That's real talk. That's not a cliche for me and my family. Harvest of Hope Behavioral Health / Wellness Center was founded off of our family's testimony. So I was actually raised by a dad who suffered from substance abuse for a very, very, very large portion of my life. Fortunately, my dad was what people would call a functioning addict. So as it relates to fathering me or being a husband to my mom, it wasn't much lack that we had within the family. However, there were some deficiencies because of his addiction to drugs. However, because of the grace of God, God brought my father out, and he now has over 28 years of sobriety. So
Yeah.
once my dad became clean, yes, that's somewhere to give God some praise.
Yes.
Because you just don't know, you
Hmm.
just don't know.
Right.
People judge a book by its cover and say, oh, she got this wellness center, but they don't know what we had to get through or go through to get where we are. So
Absolutely.
Harvest of Hope, behavioral health. So as I said, my daddy, he has over 28 years of sobriety. And he actually, when he became clean, he said, you know what, I want to go out and help other people who are suffering from substance abuse and addiction. So his logic to the approach was that when people are suffering from substance abuse, they're probably hungry, they're probably homeless, there's probably other things that are a
Right.
part of just, using drugs. So what he did
Hmm.
was he opened up uh, a facility or a house, a residential house that is for sober living to help those individuals who are suffering from substance abuse. So he started that over 17 years ago with one house, working in the fire
Wow.
department, spending cash money. He purchased his very first home. From
Wow.
there, he decided one home wasn't enough. So my dad then opened multiple homes in Baltimore City. From there, we
Mhm.
realized that housing just wasn't enough. So I went to school to get my degree in psychology with an
Mhm.
emphasis area in substance abuse. And from there, birthed Harvest of Hope. So the wellness comes in because we then found out that not only did people who suffer from substance abuse need a place to live and need treatment, but they also suffer from mental health as well. Many of these individuals, they've never seen a primary care physician in their life. So while in school, I was preparing myself for our next. I like to say our next because we knew that housing just wasn't it. So from there, my dad, he actually did behavioral health for a couple years. And from there, he said, you know what, let me just stick with housing and let you handle the behavioral health side. So a long story short, the behavioral health is still the foundation of where we started, but from there God has enlarged our territory, and that's where the wellness center actually comes from.
Wow, what an awesome testimony. You know
Yeah.
what? And it's true. We say it, we say you can't have a testimony without, and it is so true. It is
Mm-hmm.
so true. And that's what helps to drive. Look, and that's what I hear. I hear that it helped to drive. It just,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you even had a choice. It was like, this is what you were supposed to do, and it was going to happen.
It is funny, Sister Cat, because it's not what I signed up for, but it's what God ordained for my life. By
Yes.
far did I ever think that I would be a CEO owner of a behavioral health facility, but it was my purpose. It's a part of my
Right.
testimony. This is what God had in store for my life. So it's so funny. People always say, if you want to make God laugh, go ahead and make your plans and see how it works for you. It's not about our plans for our life. It's about
Right.
the plans that God has in store for us.
Yes, I pray.
Yeah.
Look, I pray that that is helping me. I pray you guys that it's helping you. We do have several listeners and viewers out there. I pray that it is helping you guys to know that you can go ahead and make your plans. God, look, he moves on what we're moving in. That's how it all comes together. So I'm just so grateful and thankful for that. We do have a question from Sierra Allen who wants to know, is it for children and adults? Is
Yes.
the
So yes, we offer services for both children and adults. So we have mental health services for both, and we also have psychiatric rehabilitation for both minors and adults as well. So yes.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, so yes, and Breezy's there too. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us on tonight. Once again, I am talking to Lady Robin Lawrence of Harvest of Hope Behavioral Health slash Wellness Center.
Flash.
Because they do it all. It's because it's the whole person. Like when you think about it's the whole person.
Yeah.
I am here. I am here. I'm definitely here with you guys. So you guys check out the website. Can you give us the website really quickly? I did
Yep.
have it. Let me see.
It's www.harvestofhopebh.com.
Awesome. I had that down here. I'm gonna put that, scroll that across the bottom. Um, Thank you. www
Harvest of Hope.
harvestofhopebh.com.
Yep.
That information, you guys, will be in the description section as well. And there you have it. You can go to the web page yourselves and check it out. If you or someone that you know of are in need of services, as Lady Robin Lawrence has explained, please clue them into this. Share this interview, you guys. We need this. And you may be in a different area. This may be inspirational to you. Not saying, look, hey, it's not contained to only Baltimore, but let me
Right.
tell you, you may have it within you to do the very thing in your community in Indiana, in Arkansas, in California, right here, right, in Virginia. And yes, there may be some already established there. So, you know what? That brings up my next question. So, with so many other centers
Mm-hmm.
that are here, like already established, what
Right.
gave you what you need to do what you're doing with some of the other organizations that are already in place,
Right.
doing somewhat, of behavioral and wellness kind of work for people and for the community. What gave you what you need to keep going in the vein of how God is leading you?
Right. Well, again, it was all based off of testimony. It was all based off of what the challenges that we encountered in our family. It's
Yeah,
all based off of being in purpose as to what God has predestined for your life. So for me, again, what separates us is the fact that we do it because we care and we have compassion for the people. And
yeah,
not to say that other organizations who do what we do it because they love people or that they care about people. But I can genuinely say from my heart, because I've experienced it personally within the household that I was raised in, I know what it looks like. I know the hurt that comes along with that. I know the tears that are cried by watching a family member suffer from addiction. I know what it looks like. So because of that, the passion that I have, the compassion that I have, the empathy that I have for those
yeah,
individuals, it's cut from a different cloth because I've
yeah,
experienced that. I've never used drugs personally. However, some people that are on my staff, they have that testimony of how God has delivered them from drugs. So the individuals that we hire, we do hire them based off of credentials, but just credentials isn't enough. You have to have
right.
a heart to do this. And trust and believe, my HR department they know if you have the heart to work for Harvest of Hope or not. So, and again, being in purpose and being in position, I just believe that's when God really puts you on display. He really says, you know what, this is the organization that you should choose. Listen,
Yeah.
I have to share this. In a pandemic, God blessed me to purchase a over 6,500 square foot facility to be able to service a community. Not me.
Wow.
I'm not that smart. I'm not that brilliant. I do think I'm kind of pretty, but I don't think I'm even that pretty to even do this on my own. So I just know that it's nobody but God. Oh, my husband I just know he distracted me, y'all. So he got me a little bit excited, but I just know that it's nobody but God that can do such a thing.
Right. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so very much. Yes, may you be encouraged to know that the word of God trumps everything else. What he
Yes.
has for your life trumps whatever you see, whatever people might say, and
Yes.
all of those things, because the path he has you on is your definite path. So look, I have another question
Mm-hmm.
from a viewer and listener. Do you have to be referred, or do you do consulting, evaluation to see what services are necessary? These are great questions. Thank
They
you, Sierra.
are. Yes, they are. So, my very qualified staff can bring you in for an assessment. And from the assessment, they'll be able to determine what services or what category of services you would fit in. So, if you just simply, you can go via website. We have a link on the website that it says contact us. You can send your information via the website, or you can contact us at 443-334-5732. And one of our administrative assistants will definitely direct you as to where you need to go for what we call the intake process.
Awesome. Wonderful. You guys, and that information will once again be in the description section, the phone number, the website, every way that we are given access to reach Lady Robin or Harvest of Hope will be in the description section. So check it out once the show is over. And the website is in the ticker going across the bottom right there. So we'll take a look at the website. If you know someone who is in need of services, or who you think might be, whatever the case may be, don't even think too hard about it. Just send it to them. It'll be a welcome asset, and to look even in their Rolodex. It's just information to know. Then let it just be information to know, maybe for a later date. But look, and we wanted to do a big shout out to Pastor Stephen Lawrence, who just did a quick cameo. A quick cameo to kiss his beautiful wife. We're also very proud of the both of you. Thank you also very much for just being strong in the Lord, for leading us. Look, you guys, we're going to go into this awesome Ladies of Radiance as well, women empowerment group that Lady Robin leads as well, in all of the busyness of your life.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we are so thankful to have you to come back. She's coming back to that. And if you guys have any other questions, please post them up. Before we go into Ladies of Radiance, how many years have you been in practice?
Okay,
Is one of
so
the other questions.
oh yeah, definitely. So we've been doing this for well over 16 years now. However, Harvest of Hope Wellness Center itself has been around for almost 5 years now.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Listeners, I hope you're grabbing that. I hope you're grabbing all of the great gems that she's dropping right now to pursue. Look, it's like pursue even when you have all these other things in your eyesight and all that stuff. God will give you grace vision. You guys
Yes.
know me. I don't bring foolishness on chat with Kat and friends. This is true bona
And I
fide
don't
right here.
entertain
So
foolishness. Trust me. That's
right.
why I'm here.
That's right. Look, we don't even dabble in foolishness.
Not at
We don't have
all.
time for that. It's too many lives to touch. God has just deposited
Yes.
too much in the women of God for us to just let those things go by the wayside. So I am so thankful again for you being with us here on tonight. We're going to hop into Ladies of Radiance.
Yay!
Tell us about your awesome Facebook Women of Empowerment group. Thank you so very much for bringing it back out. Yay!
Yes, yes. So any ladies that may be on the live or that may check out the live lady later, please join our Ladies of Radiance Facebook group. Ladies of Radiance Facebook group. So again, this just takes me right back to another testimony of how I was in what I would call a bad relationship. So my very first relationship that I was in, that I would consider or say I was in love, it just wasn't it. It just wasn't the moves. However, I went through some arduous situations and some arduous times in that relationship. And from that relationship that God delivered me from, I then began to find purpose and being able to talk to other women to say, listen, sis, I went through those things for you. You don't have to go through that. Even as it relates to my 18-year-old daughter who is now starting to date, I tell her, mommy has went through some things. Mommy has encountered some things so that you don't have to. And for the sister that may have been in a bad relationship or a mentally abusive relationship as I was, I'm here to say, sis, you can come up out of it. And not only can you come up out of it, but you can come out of it better, stronger, with high self-esteem, with confidence, knowing who you are. Because I believe that when you're in a bad relationship, it diminishes your character. It makes your self-esteem low. It makes you even wonder who you are. But I'm evidence that although I went through all of those things, look at me now. Look at me now. I know who I am. I know who my purpose was. What was designed to kill me didn't take me out. So that is why I do what I do. I empower women. Listen, one of the hardest things that I see women do is compliment another woman. And it upsets me because I just feel like this. It's enough blessings out there for everybody. It's enough blessings out there for everybody. You just don't know how you saying to another sister, girl, you got it going on. Girl, you are beautiful. Where did you get that dress from? You just don't know how that can make another sister feel. So for me, what I do is I like to call myself the game changer. Game change her, HER, because I want to make it known that sisters still encourage each other. Sisters still lift one another up. So within my group, I create a community of uplifting, building up, pushing, supporting. And again, it's all based off of my testimony, what I've been through myself. I always say, if you ain't been through what I've been through, how can you tell me how to get out of it? A lot of people believe that, schooling, I have the education for it. You may have the book knowledge, but have you ever experienced it for yourself? I like to hear and not to minimize those that are educated in those areas and may not have been through it, because I believe that they can still help. But I like to hear from people that been in the pit with me.
Right.
And know their way out of it.
Right. Some of that grit, some of that grind that you got to get through, some of that slime. I mean, wow, you guys, I just want to encourage you right now. If you are not a part of the Ladies of Radiance Facebook group, you need to join it now, because the next meetup is coming up the first Wednesday in May. Unless it's otherwise, put out there on the page. And that's how you'll know when you become a member of the group. You'll know if there are any pop-ups or anything like that. But the next official meeting, a scheduled meetup, is the first Wednesday in May. And we are so looking forward to that. There's prayer, there's togetherness. I mean, and this is all virtual, you guys. And I'm sure some in-person type activities are coming forth. But right now, we're doing it. We're doing it, getting together virtually, and God is getting the praise. And guess what? You are being uplifted and empowered all at the same time. What better way? What better way to start off any day but a Wednesday, which is hump day, people call it. It's the day you like trying. It's like, I can't. So, I
Yeah.
mean, wow. Thank you so much, Lady Robin. I'm praying you guys are getting that. Plug in, tune in to all of that. Tune into all of that. You're doing some wonderful and amazing things. And sis, you shine. And sis, I love everything about you. Sis, you
Thank
are the
you.
queen. I
To
love it.
God be the
I love it. And I'm
glory.
here for it. I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Yes.
I am here for it. And I'm so thankful for your support system that you have. You guys just know that it's so important to you know what? I'm gonna decrease right there. Tell us about your support system and how important a positive support system has been in
Hmm.
your life, through the good, through the bad, all of that.
Wow. Yeah. So for me, a support system, a strong support system, I
Hmm.
mean, it's needed. It's definitely needed. Again, my dad, he's I call him the founding father. So if it wasn't for my dad going through what he went through, I just don't believe I would have the heart to do it. I'm just keeping it 100.
Wow.
I already said that this isn't something that I would have signed up for. However, it was something that I was chosen for. So,
Yeah.
my dad is like, I mean, he's my founding father. He's that foundation. He's the rock of the family. So I just thank God for him. I go to him for information. How did you do this? How did you maneuver through that? My
Yeah.
mom, I call her my shero because I
Yes.
watched how my mom, she fought for our family. Though my dad was suffering from addiction, my mom fought for our family. She made sure that we still stayed connected. We still stayed together. So we didn't miss a beat as much as we couldn't. We still kind of missed some things, but my mommy, she still tried to make sure that things kind of like stayed together. She was like that
Right.
glue to keep our
Mhm.
family together. And even to this day, I can depend on her for anything. My husband, he's the reason why I went back to school. It wasn't because I didn't think I was smart enough to go back to school, but I didn't want to do it, Kat. I
Right.
just didn't feel like it. I just was like, listen,
Right.
I'm in my 30s. I don't feel like going back to school. That's dead, done, and over with. I went to school for cosmetology. I thought I was going to
Hmm.
open up a what is it called? A beauty salon.
Hmm.
That was my goal. But my husband, he was like, no, baby, you need to go back to school. So it's because of my husband pushing me and saying,
Yeah.
listen, you need to do this, that I now have my degree in psychology. I graduated cum laude, again, to God be the glory.
Yeah.
Alongside that, my husband, he's the one that pushed me to actually open up Harvest of Hope Behavioral Health. Sometimes I struggle with a bit of fear because I'm
Hmm.
just like, oh, suppose it don't work out right. Oh, what if this happened? What if this goes wrong? And that's when my support system kicks in, when I start to kind of feel like, oh, what if? I depend on God, and then I lean on to my family. And then my daughter, my
Yeah.
baby girl, I do
Yeah.
a lot of this for her. I want her to be able to see that a Black woman can be a business owner, that a
Hmm.
Black woman can be, important, that a Black woman can be an entrepreneur, that a
Yeah.
Black woman can be confident. So I do a lot of this to show her what she can do while she's in college, even right now, for psychology as well. Not that I didn't make her do it, y'all. I didn't make her. It was her decision. I thought she was going to be a veterinarian when she was in kindergarten. We did a whole big party because she said she wanted to be a veterinarian, but she's now in school for psychology. And then my ride or die girls, my riders, that's what I like to
Yeah.
call them. They keep me uplifted. They keep me prayed up. When
Yeah.
I be like, y'all, this is just too much. Even as it relates to Ladies of Radiance, they told me, you need to get back in that group. We miss
Mm.
you. I need that. They're my riders. And then my Ladies of Radiance who come to the group and push
Yeah.
me and
Mhm.
support me. And that when I'm praying for them and pouring into them, they pour back into me. That's my support. If I didn't have
Absolutely.
that with God first in my life, I wouldn't be able to do this. So I mean, a
Wow.
strong support system is
Mhm.
is imperative, and it's also important to have discernment because you need to know who's for you and who's against you. Everybody that clap for you doesn't mean that
Mhm.
they're for you. So you
Right.
have to have that spirit of discernment to be able to pinpoint who's really your riders and who's not.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Did y'all get that? I am inspired. I love what I do. I just love sitting here just getting all the goodies. I feel like, God, I don't know. Is this for me? It's just as much for me as it is everybody else.
Yeah.
But this is some great information, some great inspiration. Thank you so, so very much.
Thank
And
you.
that's what I say, and that's what I'll continue to say. Because the groups, it all, like at the beginning I was talking about how I was trying to separate things. I was trying to, but when God is over all of it, it's not separated. Even when
Mhm.
it's segmented, when
Yeah,
he's all over, I can only be me.
that's it.
I can only be me. And that's what I can honestly and truly see over everything. It's his
Yes.
hand, his grace,
Hmm.
his favor over everything.
Right.
So God be praised. We're praying that you guys are picking up on that you had that in your life. It's not going to look the same. Nope, it's not. But just like Lady Robin reminded us, there is enough glory, there is enough
Yeah.
grace, there is enough of God's power, his supernatural power for each and every one
Yes.
of us to shine our brightest, to do and be how he has created us to be, even
Yeah.
when we don't quite know what that is just yet.
Right.
In
Mhm.
a group like Ladies of Radiance, comes through and shines through for those who may be, a little wobbly as far as what they're going
Yeah.
to do, who they
Mhm.
are. It helps you to establish some stability and some foundation, knowing that, oh, she was there, she
Right.
was there, and I'm here now, and you're feeling like you're broken, you can't make it. but but God, those testimonies are so wonderful, so
Yeah.
awesome, empowering, and strengthening, to each and every one. So we're just praying that you guys are grabbing all of that right now. Thank you so much, Lady Robin. And yes, you are pretty. You got some
Thank you.
classy. You got some queen. Yes, all
Yes.
of that. All
Yes.
of
You as
that.
well. You're
Thank
look
you.
classy with a dash of hood, just a little dash, just a dash,
Just a little, just,
just
just
a
a
little
little dash.
dash.
Just a little dash. Look, thank you also very much, because those, look, I can speak on the spouse behind you pushing you 100%. Same thing, Anthony pushing me to go to school. So your connections are so important. Your
Yeah.
spouse, your significant other, your mom and your dad, whoever is pouring into you. Now sometimes I'm gonna, sometimes even those might be, so get connected to those who are and who will. And you don't have to be abrupt. You don't have to be abrupt, and you don't have
Right.
to cut out totally, but you'll have that gift of discernment, just as Lady Robin was just talking about.
Yeah.
You'll have that gift of discernment,
Yes.
and God will teach you how to lovingly and gracefully, move.
Yes.
Move. Sometimes we gotta move.
Shift.
Right. You gotta pivot and shift and all of those
Yes.
things. God will give you grace for all of that. Look, Lady
Yeah.
Robin, tell us about, I try to bring up something that's like out of whatever we're talking about. Tell us about what was the share with us a funny moment, one of the funniest moments that you can think of, that like really had you just laughing, like just bawling, maybe almost crying, because it was so funny. Can you think of any
Oh my
moment like that
God.
that was like that was like recent?
That was
That was like
recent.
recent. I don't know. And it's open to anything. I can't say barring this and barring that, because I don't know what you've experienced or been through. But share with
Right.
us a funny moment or something like that that just had you like, oh my gosh, that's
What
crazy. It could have been a
is
TikTok that you saw. I don't know. Um,
I don't have
yeah,
anything
anything.
recent, but I do have
Uh-huh.
something that is still funny to me to this day. Um, and it's funny because me and my husband, when we first started dating, I liked everything about him. We first
Mhm.
started dating and everything. So eventually, we got married after about 3 years, and I guess we were about, I don't know, 2 years into the marriage, and he told me that he was called to pastor. I was
Was that
like,
the
wait
look
a
you
minute,
gave?
that I thought that was a joke. I thought, and again, It's one of those things that you have to be chosen. It's not something that I signed up for. So for me, I was like, you want to be a what? A pastor? I'm like, bro, you should have told me that before we got married. How you know I was still going to marry you? You know, and I was in denial. I was in denial for a very, very, very long time. I think the half of the process of him preparing to become a pastor, I'm like, are you really about to do this? He was a youth minister, but I just didn't think that he was going to be a pastor. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my bestie out there, Shantae. I'm gonna go ahead and put you out there. When she found out that I was going to be a first lady, she brought me this catalog. It was like this thick. A thick old catalog, and it had all these first lady outfits in it. Now, Sister Kat, you already know how I do. I'm a very non-traditional first lady. So my best friend got me this big old catalog with all of these, what they call first lady outfits. Yeah.
I can see the hats. I just see the hats.
Well, so for me, Sister Kat, that was something that was so funny to me that has now become a fact of my life. What I thought was funny has now become a fact of my life. But guess what? I wouldn't trade it in for the world. And again, that's when God chooses you for things. A lot of people, they try to be put on display for fame and fashion. Like, that's not what it's supposed to be about. It's about being chosen and called by God. So that for me is something that was funny over 20 years ago. And it's still funny now, even though it's
still funny today.
My life.
That is still funny today. Look, we're going to help somebody out. So if you happen to be in that predicament, look at God. Look at God. And you're like, oh, you crazy. You out of your mind.
Listen. Like, holla at your girl. I can give you some tips. I just asked my husband, I said, babe, can I just be free to be me? He said, be who you are. Once he freed me and told me I could be who I am, I was like, let's do this. Ministry it is.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. That is funny. Because yes, and it's funny then and it's funny right now. And prayerfully it frees somebody who may be thinking that they're not ready, or maybe you think you have to leave the relationship because you like, skirt, like pump the brakes. Right. I'm getting off right here.
See, I'm getting off. I wasn't leaving. I wasn't going. I was like, this man is too good to me. I ain't going.
That's right. Look, when you find a good one, you better keep them.
Listen, you better.
You better keep them. Well, oh my goodness, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us on this evening. Thank you for sharing, for your authenticity. There's no other way for this woman of God to be. I know her. Hey, you guys, and we hadn't even mentioned the church. We do attend Abundant Harvest Ministries, 1720 Belmont Avenue. Check it out. Check it out right here in Woodlawn. God is good. And Pastor Stephen Lawrence brings that word. And then when it's not him, he makes sure who's ever there is bringing forth a mighty word that is going to bless the congregation. Check us out, y'all. Check out Harvest of Hope Behavioral Health. Check out Harvest of Hope. And you see how that all goes together? I love the name. I love it. I love it. I love it. You see how that all goes together. God is good. We're going to go ahead and decrease from you guys for tonight. Subscribe to Emerge to Wellness. I told you about the name change, but thank you so much, Lady Robin, for joining us. I will not keep you any longer. I appreciate you. Look, everything, you are my everything. We worship together. We're friends. I'm on Ladies of Radiance. Yes, you have to connect to dynamic people just like this woman of God right here, just to keep you going and to know that I'm not crazy. No, you're not.
Right. That part.
No, you definitely are not. Thank you so much, Lady Robin. Have a good night.
Thank you, Sister Kat. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. That was an awesome interview. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for chiming in. All of that information will be in the description section. Once again, the name of Lady Robin's organization. Look, and her testimony is going across the bottom right there. Harvest of Hope harvestofhopebh.com is the website. Go to the page, check it out. We are going to reschedule Steve. There must have been, something in his schedule and whatnot, which does happen. So we will look forward to interviewing him at a later date. I'm so thankful that you guys hung in there with us. Share this interview, if you will, please. And look, just shout it out. If you have a business, if you have an organization and a ministry, let me know about it. I love to spotlight you. If you just even want me to mention it during one of the pop-ups, let me know, because I can certainly do that as well. Once again, these two things will be separating, still under God, right? Still under God. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that with grace, he helps us to move and helps us to transform things and, kind of reinvent things along the way. So while I'm growing, you guys are growing as well, and vice versa. You're growing and I'm growing. Thank you guys for sticking with us on tonight. Thank you for your comments and for your engagement on this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Look, tune in with us. We won't have a chat with Kat next Monday, but we will have one the last Monday here in April. Tune in with us then. And we'll have some very special powerhouse guests with us on that evening. Let me know what you think. Comment in the comment box on Emerge to Wellness Network. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you have any other questions for our guest on this evening, let me know about it, or contact her via her website, harvestofhopebh.com. That's it for me on tonight. Thank you once again. Over and abundant. I'm going to keep on saying it because I am so thankful for your encouragement, for your prayers, and for every little thing that you do in support of Emerge to Wellness, in support of myself, Kat Wilson, and Emerge to Wellness, Chat with Kat and Friends. Thank you all so very much. I can't say it enough, and I'm going to keep on saying it. But again, this is it for me tonight, and I will chime in with you guys later on this week, if not this weekend. Have a great evening, you guys. Thank you.